Hello everyone, welcome to PhoneUX. So on this video I want to cover the Nokia C21. So on the back side, the phone is textured. It has a pretty nice texture look and feel to it, and it kind of gives it a gradient look to it. So it does look kind of unique in a way, and then it also kind of adds a little bit to the grip because it does have that texture. In terms of the features on the back, you'll see that it has a speaker in the back, single speaker in the back. It has a fingerprint sensor, which works alright. Not the fastest and not the most accurate, but it does work. And it has a single camera. With any phone in this price range, which this one was for just a bit over $100, you're not gonna get the same colors, the same quality as other phones in a higher price group. It's good enough to kind of share information. Definitely wouldn't say it's going to be good enough to take pictures to actually post on social media or anything, but it'll get the job done. So if we go to the sides, you see all the buttons are on this side. We got the volume up, volume down, and the power button. And then we'll work our way to the screen. So the screen, I would say, is not the nicest design of screen. There's a ledge pretty much all the way around the screen, which you could feel. Not really noticeable on the side and bottom too much, but on the front, on the top, you could definitely see it. And so it kind of takes away from the single screen kind of appeal to it, and you could tell it's kind of just mounted onto something else. So it's not the nicest, but again, it does work, and it is a fairly big screen. You see that the screen is actually fairly big. It does have decent sized lip in the bottom and top. It is limited to 720, and it is an LCD screen. It's not OLED, so the viewing angle is not going to be not as good as OLED, but it's sufficient and is pretty decent for watching video. Brightness is another one. So right now the brightness is actually pretty high on the settings. When it's maxed out, it's not good enough to really use outside, but again, for $100, I think this is more of getting the job done type of phone, and this phone will get the job done. Looking at a phone in this price range, we kind of expect too many features, and I kind of feel like this phone kind of took advantage of the features that it can for the price range. A positive of this phone is that it has facial recognition, and that's something that's not too commonly seen on phones in this price range, especially having both. For example, I have a TCL in the similar price range that only has facial recognition but doesn't have any fingerprint sensors. And then I have the Blade ZTE, which only has a fingerprint sensor but doesn't have a facial recognition feature on it. So that's definitely nice that it has both, and both work alright. They're not going to break any records, and they're not going to, it's not something you're gonna care to show off or anything, but it works, and it's definitely beneficial to have both, especially with facial recognition. Without the correct lighting, a lot of times it fails, so having the fingerprint sensor definitely is a plus. Going to the software on it, this is running Android Go, so it's a light version of Android, but it looks pretty much the same. It just removes some of the features that Android would normally have, and it kind of keeps it running leaner, so it takes advantage of whatever power or resources it can get from the phone. So this phone has 2 gigs of RAM, so it doesn't have all that much RAM to really spare for background processes or anything. So Android Go likes to kind of limit that, and it does a good job at it. And I think that also helps with the battery. So the battery does last quite a bit, and I'm sure it's being helped by Android Go kind of limiting the background processes. In terms of my experience with the phone, it's been pretty positive. It can choke sometimes on some tasks, but like on basic tasks like browsing the web or watching YouTube videos or Netflix videos, it works perfectly fine and is actually enjoyable to use for those tasks. Just don't expect to play any games on it. Maybe some of the older games or simpler games, but any games that require any sort of power at all, it's just not going to run very well on this. But again, this is a phone that is kind of just to get the job done. Maybe a backup phone, or someone who's just on a tight budget at the moment and just needs to have a phone to replace an old or broken one. This is actually a decent option. So yeah, I would say if you are looking for a phone for $100, this phone would get is a pretty decent option, and it'll at least let you buy you some time to save up some money for another phone if you want, or if you need that second phone just for work. It'll definitely be useful. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like and comment. And as always, see you next time.